The Arctic is a place of beautiful, blinding whites and dangerous, freezing winds.
In this land of ice, survival is a game of speed and camouflage. Here is the story of Pip.
Here is the story of Pip, a small Arctic hare, and his narrowest escape. Usually, the Arctic is quiet, but Pip's long ears caught a sound that made his heart race.
Emerging from the gray mist were 8 gray wolves. They were lean, hungry, and had already fanned out into a deadly semicircle.
They hadn't seen him yet, but they had caught his scent. Pip didn't wait. He bolted.
The chase was on. Arctic hares can reach speeds of nearly 60 kilometers per hour, and Pip used every bit of that power. A snowshoe hare wasn't just running, he was flying across the snow in massive, zigzagging bounds.
Behind him, the pack of 8 tundra wolves, their long strides eating up the distance.
Pip headed straight for the base of the Great Frost Mountain. He knew he couldn't outrun them forever on the flat ground, then he needed an advantage. Eurasian wolves, coordinated, fast, and closing the gap. The terrain, steep, icy slopes and jagged rocks.
The goal? A hidden sanctuary Pip had found weeks ago.
The lead wolf was so close Pip could hear its heavy breathing. Suddenly, Pip saw it. Suddenly, Pip, a small brown Flemish giant bunny, saw it. A small, dark shadow tucked behind him. To the wolves, it looked like a solid wall of snow-covered rock. But Pip knew better. With one final, desperate leap, Pip, fluffy white Angora rabbit, threw himself toward a thick drift of snow. He hadn't hit a wall. Instead, he had slid through a narrow hole in the middle of the mountain. This crevice was perfectly concealed. The gray wolves skidded to a halt outside, snapping their jaws at the empty air. The hole was barely wide enough for a hare, and far too small for a predator. One by one, the 8 wolves poked their noses into the snow, wolves growling in frustration, but they couldn't reach the warm, trembling bunny hidden deep within the rock. Nature's design. Arctic bunny often use rocky crevices as bolt holes because their predators are physically unable to follow them into such tight spaces. Arctic bunny sat in the darkness, his heart slowly returning to a normal rhythm. Outside, the wolves eventually gave up, their shadows disappearing back into the mist. Arctic bunny was safe, tucked away in the heart of the mountain.